More fallout from the FBI's raid of Mar-a-Lago, President Trump's home in Palm Beach, Florida. Federal agents were reportedly at Mar-a-Lago for the majority of the day yesterday while carrying out searches for these documents.
And also out there were Trump supporters to express outrage. Joining us live now from Palm Beach with the latest details on what's happening today is our Miami correspondent, Leo Feldman. Leo, good afternoon.
John, Bianca, that's right. Yesterday, the FBI raided former President Donald Trump's home, Mar-a-Lago. And what we know so far is that the Secret Service was apparently notified about the raid the night before. We also know that, according to NBC News, Secret Service facilitated access but did not take part in the raid. The raid was in connection to the 15 boxes from the National Archives that they say the former president took. Approximately 30 FBI agents took part in the search. Reports indicate they were all in plain clothes, and they ended up breaking Trump's safe that was located in his office. And evidence was taken to South Florida's FBI, and the entire raid took place from approximately 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Last night, protesters gathered near Mar-a-Lago to express opposition to the raid, and today we did see a bunch of protesters here too.
They're trying to shine light on the midterms, and they're trying to prevent the GOP takeover of the midterms, and they're also trying to shine light on prevent him from running for re-election as the 47th president of the United States.
The government overuse their right. They don't have the right to have the official organization came to a former president's house.
I feel that this is, to coin the phrase, deplorable. It's not America when this kind of thing happens. My family actually came here from the U.S., from Russia, USSR, to escape the Tsar. And I feel like this is happening all over again. I feel like we're in Venezuela. I feel like we're not in America.
A political article read, quoting a legal expert, if they raided his home just to find classified documents he took from the White House, he will be re-elected president in 2024, hands down. It will prove to be the greatest law enforcement mistake in history. And it is important to point out that former President Donald Trump was not at his residency when the raid took place. He was actually in New York City. Back to you.
All right, Leo, continue to watch those supporters there protesting the raid, and keep us updated. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, let's welcome in now former New York City Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik to talk more about this. Bernie, great to have you with us.
Thank you.
So, Bernie, the FBI on the scene there for most of the day. We're going to talk to Professor Dershowitz in a little while. He said that this raid wasn't necessary. This could have been done with a subpoena. So why do you think the FBI took this step to actually go inside Mar-a-Lago again? They'd been there in June to try and find this stuff, which apparently wasn't there. Maybe, I don't know what was there, what they were looking for, but why do you think they took this unprecedented move?
Well, they took the move because somebody at DOJ, and it could only be the Attorney General, directed them to. The president had to know about it. President Biden had to know what they were doing and had to sign off on the move. DOJ is run by the Attorney General. No FBI agent was going to Mar-a-Lago without the Attorney General's approval. So this came right from the White House. What we saw yesterday, John, was third world country tactics. This stuff happens in Venezuela. It happens in Cuba, Colombia. It happens in dictatorships like Russia and China. Never has happened here. And what frightens me, what scares me, is that in those countries that I just mentioned, what do they do? What's their intent? Their intent behind things like this is to annihilate their opposition. In those countries, they imprison them or they kill them. We're in a position right now where Donald Trump has been impeached twice. He's being investigated in Washington, in Georgia, in New York, and other states by a political party. It's just a political party. It's a political persecution. The J6 committee, there's one intent by all these investigations. That is to keep him from running for president in 2024. That's what all this is about. That's what it's all about. My fear is what happens if they can't stop him? What happens?
Well, you know, an indictment maybe comes next. And I think you raise a lot of important issues, Bernie. The thing about this is, you know, our system, our justice system is supposed to be built on the fact that the presumption of, you know, the government, the state has a responsibility to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that something has occurred here. And that was never, ever present during the January 6th committee, which was propped up as a trial by Democrats in Congress. When it comes to folks like yourself and President Trump, there is no presumption of innocence, is there?
No, there's not, John. And listen, and I've been one that's been targeted by this government. And I can tell you, never, and I've been doing this 35 years, I've been in this business, I would have never, ever assumed that the Justice Department would have done what they did yesterday. I'm getting calls, John, from U.S. attorneys, Democrats, former U.S. attorneys, assistant U.S. attorneys that are appalled at what happened yesterday. And they're Democrats.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, Bernie, you know, to note, too, the DOJ, Merrick Garland, has been silent on this. But we know the president was already cooperating with the DOJ back in February with other probes. He had produced requested documents. So why subject him to this unprecedented raid, an unannounced raid? Obviously, you know, the magnitude of the backfire is yet to be seen on what could happen now as a result of their actions.
You know what? It's about one thing. It's about theater. This is all about theater. This is just like the J6 committee, just like this artificial investigation that they're doing. That's what happened yesterday. This was all about theater. The problem is it's being manipulated, and it's being done by the President of the United States. The acting president, Joe Biden, authorized that raid. The Attorney General would have never done that on his own. Never in 100 years. Joe Biden authorized it for political reasons. They're trying to stop Donald Trump from being elected in 2024.
And if the White House didn't know about it like they claim, what does that tell you about the way this government works, too? I mean, a raid on a former president's house and there's no communication about it whatsoever. I find that very, very hard to believe. Bernie, great to see you as always. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, John. Thanks, guys.
JP Morgan's CEO is warning that an economic hurricane is coming. Are you preparing? If you don't do anything, your 401k could be a 201k, and that is not good. So call our trusted friends at Lear Capital. For 25 years, Lear has helped investors own gold to protect against market chaos. It's a good thing. They can help you too. Get your information and up to $15,000 in bonus IRA gold. Just call this number, 800-880-4300. That's 800-880-4300.